For the most realistic steering system available on the market, look no further than Sim Steering from Leo Bodnar. Designed and hand-built at the home of British Motorsport's Silverstone circuit, it's extensively used by professional driver training centres and race teams including Formula 1 since 2010. The high precision and completely linear response coupled with high strength provides the ultimate in realistic steering force feedback. Visit simsteering.com.
Good morning and welcome everybody to ARLTV. I'm Alex Simpson. This is the ARLTV's V8 SuperCar series coming to you today live from Road Atlanta. I'm joined in the commentary box this morning by one Andrew Woodhouse. Good morning, fella. How are you?
Good morning, mate. Good morning, everyone. Great to be back for V8 SuperCar action today. We've got Road Atlanta, Alex. It's a tough one.
Yeah, very tricky track, quite bumpy, lots of high curbs to watch out for. Some good overtaking opportunities, mainly as we just saw it for a split second there on camera, going down into that chicane after a very, very long straightaway section. Heavy braking into there, so watch out for that one in the race. It's going to be spicy to say the least. Yeah,
it's also downhill as well, which can mean there's a chance of people running into each other. We've seen in qualifying, we're 10 minutes in the 15-minute session. And we see that traffic's been quite an issue, Alex, already. It's quite crowded out there.
Yeah, we've got 25 cars at the moment trying to set a lap. So yeah, Dale Nish at the moment sitting on provisional pole position. David Martinez in second, and Sanjan in third. Trevor Johnson fourth, and Tobias Chaney rounds out provisional top 5. 4.5 minutes to go, so I expect that might change just a little bit. Got some returning faces as well. Mr. Tom Jones. It's not unusual, but he's back.
Yes,
and
we're glad to see him.
Yeah,
one of our moderators.
Yeah, exactly. Founded the league really. So all of 5 seasons ago now. So departed a little bit for a bit. Didn't he go to uni for a while?
I think so.
Yeah. So
and he's got his shiny new Coastal Kitchenware Ford Falcon, and he's been putting that to good use. 8th place so far, that's pretty good for him. I think he'll be challenging the likes of his teammate Will Dodd for supremacy in that team, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, just before Tom left,
he was not here, I don't think.
I don't see him on the timing sheet, so you might be right. Yeah, I was saying, just before he left, he was looking really, really fast, Tom. I think he got himself a win underneath his belt finally in one of the last rounds of the season, and was that Brands Hatch, I think?
Yeah.
You know, and he's really starting to...
I think that's the one I was in.
I think it was, actually, yeah.
That's the one I finished 8th in. I think...
he's going to be one to look out for the rest of the season, yeah, if he's sticking around.
We used to do the old rookie league with him, didn't we? The old Mazda league.
Yeah, good fun that was as well, back in the day.
Someone might have caused a pile up at Silverstone.
Don't know who that is. Wouldn't know. Sounds like a dodgy driver.
I was on pole, went away, halfway around the first lap, looked in the mirrors, nobody there. All Alex's fault.
But hey, I still come second, I think. No, was it third? I finished third, didn't I? So, managed to limp my broken car home.
The only time I've beaten you for years, so that's it. I'm just going to dine out on that for a while. Just got to say before we start, well done to yourself for a magnificent 6th place. It's at the Suzuka, the World Championship race. So congratulations, mate. Who'd have thought it?
I know. Yeah, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, when we were chatting about it, what was it? Just a little over a year ago, I still had no chance in hell of competing with those guys. And hey, there you go.
Well, we said
stick to something, and you can manage to achieve stuff. So.
Oh, I said to you, I bet you could finish on the lead lap, and you finished only 30 seconds behind. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, 15 seconds behind Hugo. I mean, Gregor was on another planet that day. So. Anyway, back to V8 SuperCar. I'm sure the Aussies will be like,
who cares?
Yeah, it's not that F1 rubbish.
Now this isn't America, this is Australia. They like F1 there.
But not when there's some V8 SuperCar action on instead.
No, indeed, no. I mean, you know, Bathurst, like we say, it's a fight. It's just a fight between Ford and Holden fans, and then a motor race breaks out in the middle of it. And we do have a motor race today, and it's looking like Dale Nish at the moment with just over 1 minute 20 seconds left in qualifying.
Yeah, Corey Preston's got himself up to 5th place at the minute. Tobias having another little run.
Journey's qualifying has not been his strong suit, has it, this season? He's been a bit like Alonso. He's not really troubled the front of the grid at any point.
No, I mean, we were talking to him earlier on before qualifying started, and he said he was struggling a little bit, but he feels quite confident that his race pace is there or thereabouts, so he should be able to fight these guys towards the front. Just a little over, well, just a little under a minute left to go. It's the race on odds, guys. Put in what will be their final lap. Steve Jenkins. Very distinctive skin, and I think that was Dale off. Preston manages to get past without any real issues, so shouldn't hold him up.
Like I say, if you catch someone in that S's section, quite hard really for them to get out of the way without losing you any time anyway. But as we... Oh, Mark Warmington off. Don't spin into the middle of the track. Oh, he's got it. But, you know, it's the same as in any motorsport around the world. If you're on a fast lap, then you don't have to get out of the way. Simple as that. Been quite impressed with David Martinez's qualifying this season, and I think this is his best one, isn't it, of the lot?
Yeah, 2nd place. I mean, obviously got that win in Montreal, so he'll be probably carrying a lot of confidence into this one. I was actually speaking to his teammates, and they were saying he didn't manage to get too much practice in for that round, so he was ecstatic to get that result. He's not done too much again today, but it's not hindering him. P2.
Yeah. A guy who we never really speak about, as Lee Day pops in 2nd with a 22.3, is Zach Baker. I mean, he's driven a few races in the league now, and he's quietly done a very good job, and we've not really spoken about him that much.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of new faces this year, and it does take quite a bit to sort of stand out from the crowd, because there's a lot of new guys that are doing some, you know, some great jobs out there. But yeah, let's keep an eye on Zach, how he's doing today. 11th place, pretty decent qualifying, and wish him the best for the race.
Yeah. I mean, if this was last season, Alex, just to underline your point about the quality of the league, Trevor would have been on pole with Tobias 2nd and Matt Burnett 3rd. Now those guys are 5th, 7th and 8th, so that's just how much the quality, especially at the front of the field, has improved a lot.
Talking about Matty Burnett, I think here he comes, putting in his final lap of the race.
That just reminds me, actually, Zach Baker had a ban. Zach Baker caused an incident at Montreal, didn't he? With so I think he'll probably be on his last chance. To be honest, thinking about it.
Right, let's just quickly run through the grid as the guys are forming up. Dionish does indeed take it from Lee Day. David Martinez in 3rd, Sanjin in 4th, Trevor Johnson 5th. Corey Preston 6th, Tobias Cherney, Matty Burnett, Tom Jones in 9th on his return, Chris Bean in 10th, Zach Baker, Graham Byand, Aaron Hamilton, Luke Emerton, Mark Warmington, Joel Oliver, Steve McPherson, Brenton O'Brien, Isaac De Figurino, Cedric Vinsack, Romeo Alcala, Jim Davey, Nigel Bushell, Steve Jenkins, and Nilesh Jordan. Wow, 25 cars for this start. They're going to be packed up around the back,
and this is going to be a very difficult start. I mean, look at the straight is, well, the grid is on a corner, so could be all sorts of havoc going on at the back. Guys at the front on an even keel, they're on a straight line, so see what happens there as we see them rushing towards us. Should be good. ARLTV V8 SuperCar Series. We're just waiting, a few seconds away from From the green light, who's your pick, Alex, quickly?
Nash, looks so good the last few weeks, but I think I'm actually going to go for Day. I think he wants to win this one. He's going to try and get that one up over him.
Alright, we're just about ready for the start now. Revs are up. The red light is on and the green light is on now. It's a good start by Nish, but it's a better start by Lee Day. Almost trying to pull alongside him as they come down towards turn 1. There's a pack of 4 in behind them. Nish takes the line. Lee Day settles in behind them. Got Martinez and Matt Burnett on the trying to go around the outside of Martinez to this S's section for the first time.
Yeah, Johnson got a decent start there, up to 5th place as well. So we'll be looking at Tobias coming under a bit of pressure from Tom Jones. I think that is through the S's.
Everybody has got through cleanly.
That's one thing I can say about this league this season. The starts have been great. So many times we've seen in previous seasons, carnage into turn 1, but a lot of respect for each other out there these guys have got, and it really does go to show.
Oh, contact there! Oh,
obviously spoke too soon.
Matt Burnett, yes. That's Burnett, Johnson, possibly Delali. Oh, Johnson's off. Johnson's off. He's coming back onto the track. There's a car off. Matt Burnett's off. There's a pile up here. There's one of the yellow Race on Us cars involved. It was, oh dear, who was that? The yellow car. Chris Bean. Matt Burnett's car's smoking.
Get a little replay of what happened there. I'm just watching Matty Burnett and Trevor Johnson here. Obviously found the way through the S's. Matty got a little bit out of shape coming out of that final left-hander. Can be tricky defending down to the double right-hander section. And actually Trevor had someone up the inside, so 3 wide. Yeah, just too many cars trying to put. A little bit of contact, and then there's still 3 wide going at it. Oh! Yeah, just didn't give each other enough room, caused absolute carnage.
They were lucky actually that more cars weren't involved, I think, there, as we've got Tom Jones is right on Delilich now. He's really musting, trying to get his way through, nearly pushing him through the corner. Is that?
Yeah, Matty Burnett just about limps it back to the pits. Will get his fast tyre, although I don't think he's too bothered. Get himself back out there. So Corey Preston, João Oliveira, I think they're all possibly out by the looks of that.
I don't think Oliveira started, so he's not showing on the timing.
No. Just to point out that we are interactive today, so
yes,
don't forget to send us a message on Twitter or on Facebook. Also, if you're tuned into the broadcast and you've got access to the chat, just drop us a little note on there, and we'll try and answer any questions that you have.
The live timing working?
No.
Okay.
No, I've given up on that, and I've got to remove it from the website at some point. Do you know what? Let me see if I can pump it up. It might just all of a sudden go, hey, yeah, why not?
Well, it was working before, you said, so. But at the front,
Nope.
Lee Day's right behind Dale. Going to try to use this long run now. Down this back straight. It's a long way towards that chicane, the final chicane. Reminds me of the last section of Bathurst, actually. Downhill braking. Don't run into the back of him, Lee. Far too experienced for that. Now this last corner's quite difficult as well, because it dips and it's a bit bumpy and...
Yeah, and that crest at the top of it as well, I don't know if make it challenging.
Just unsettles the car, and I think everything about this track, I think if there's one car that would be well suited to this track, it is the V8 Supercar, because it has an unbelievable ability to ride the curbs, doesn't it?
Yeah, we often see them like when they go to Zolder, you know, bouncing off of those chicanes.
Yep.
Barely flinching at those big old sausage curbs that will just, you know, the other cars just go flying. So
it'll annihilate your F1 car, all the sausage curbs there. I think it's only a matter of time, this, Alex, for lead day.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we've said that plenty of times before, but Dale's always been able to hold on to it.
Corey Preston was a disconnection, Alex, apparently. It wasn't anything on the track, just disconnected before the start. He's back now, I think. In the pits, just towing, so a bit unfortunate for him after a good qualifying position.
Yeah, it's quite a break now that we've got. Really, David Martin is just about holding on to the back of these two up front, but Tobias Cherney finds himself in fourth with obviously everything that had gone on that first lap. So, but he's quite a way back.
Got a good battle here, Alex. 10th, 11th, and 12th. We've got O'Brien in 10th, Finsack 11th, and Baker in 12th. Oh, Baker's off. Baker's gone. Oh dear. Into the wall. That's the end of him, at least for now. Might be able to get it back to the
He was
pits.
showing at one point up in 6th place, so
I think he was 9th at one point. But now he's not anymore. He's 19th, I believe.
yeah, we were
Can he
saying
get
how
that?
tricky that downhill right-hander can be, and I think Zach just proved the point for us there.
So O'Brien and Finsack then, with Jim Davey and Roman Alcala not too far behind.
Yeah, Rome obviously kept himself out of trouble.
Oh, and Davey goes wide, and then Alcala's chance now. And he get round. Jim Davey, the American.
Yeah, down the back straight, side by side. It's all going to be about last of the late breakers, I think, going into the chicane.
Is Roma going to be brave here?
I think
Yeah,
he's
it looks
got
like it.
done. Oh, Davey
tapped,
just
but he's survived
saved that.
O'Brien and Finsack still going at it.
Yeah, Zach's still limping around, broken car.
We had a good chat with Brenton, didn't we, last week and or the week before, and he said, you know, he's just happy to get some decent points. You said, I hope we can see him in the top 10 again this week. He's currently in 10th place.
Yeah, nice to see Brenton up there.
He's not setting the world on fire with his lap times at the moment, but you know, you don't have to if you just keep up a good pace throughout.
Just seeing somebody posted on the TV chat about Bathurst, and I have to say I'm particularly excited for that as well. Not just for the V8 Supercar, but just because it's such a great track, and I can't wait to have a blast around there. So I think last time I drove it was Tocker. So
oh yeah. They have to host an F1 race there, don't they?
oh, they've got to. It's got to be done.
They've got to put it on the official CADs, you know?
Well, they were talking about next season's schedule, and I think Tony Gardner come on and actually asked us what we wanted, which makes a bit of a change, but we're normally ranting and moaning over there, so
yes.
when we get given something. So I guess he's just gone, sod it, we'll ask him this time. And most people will put down obviously decent tracks, and I was in there straight away. I was like, Bathurst, come on, let's have it. And I think Jorn Jens as well, he's like, come on, for the lols, we've got to have it. So I think it'd be a great track.
I think it would be a good track for F1 cars, but you know, obviously we don't have to consider the safety element like they do in real life. I don't think the track itself would be an issue for F1. So because it's big enough, it's fast enough.
Got some great overtaking chances as well down that massive back straight.
Well, exactly. You know, you gear your car up for that and get a nice tow, and you could be doing 230 down there. So there's also the slow section at the top of the hill. You'd have to set the car up well to cope with the bumps. It'd be a challenge. In fact, you could probably need a similar setup to this track.
Yeah, quite possibly. Although the curbs don't seem, you know, too...
Romer Alcala,
too
sorry
vicious.
Alex.
Yeah, Romer putting a move on. Better get back
Side
to the
by side
action
with
rather
O'Brien.
than, daydreaming about Bathurst.
There's no harm in that really. So can Alcala again make his move down into this chicane? It's obviously his favoured overtaking place.
Yeah, he's through already. Brenton's got some damage on the back of that Ford there. I'm not sure what's...
Did Finsack give him a tap, do you think, before when he went past?
Maybe.
He said something on the radio, but I didn't really catch it, so I don't know whether it was to do with that or not. As up front, Dale Nish leads by just 1.5 tenths.
Yeah, this
I
Luke
can't see how
Emerton as
we'll
well,
keep
Jim
the lead
Davey.
at this point.
Yeah, Luke Emerton gets himself through.
The only thing I'm thinking of is maybe Lee saving his tyres a little bit behind Dale. He's just sitting there, just taking the slipstream from him, maybe saving a little bit of fuel. It's a long race. It's 40 laps.
Yeah, but like I said, we've seen this so many times with Lee being able to sit on the back, but not be able to get a move done, struggling.
Here we go.
Could be the opportunity now. I don't think he's been as close as he's possibly been.
Oh, he goes a little wide there. You see the back end is sliding away on the curb. Either he's not confident of just making a move, or he just wants to stay there. Looking at his car and looking at it compared to Dale's, I think a move could come whenever he wants it to. There's almost some contact. I think very close there.
Yeah, Corey Preston's jumped into the Ready for Interview channel. He's actually offered to jump in and help, so it's always good to get driver's eye view on the race. First off, we'll ask him what happened. Hi Corey, welcome to the Consports Mates. What? Tell us what happened at the start. Did you have connection issues?
Oh well, I was on the grid and yeah, the computer froze up, so I was in a mad rush to try and reboot and joined a lap down, and yeah, I went full hard trying to get the pace up straight away, and the car didn't like that. And I crashed into the wall and no fast tow apparently. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, strange. I know we have seen issues with those in the past, so there should normally one set. So your teammates coming under a fair amount of pressure here.
Yeah, I know. I'm just watching good old Nishi here. He's coming under a bit of pressure. Lead A at the moment, going up the front straight.
Yeah, this seems to be a bit of a recurring theme each week. These two going head to head for it. So, what have you guys got lined up for strategy? I don't think you mind telling me at this point, as they're all both in their cars and can't do anything about it.
Oh well, my strategy was to just sit behind where I started and make a good start, and just keep the pace up, not run it off the road. And, yeah, pit about lap 20, maybe later, earlier, depending on strategy, and or rather depending on track position, and yeah, just settle into a rhythm. But none of that's happening now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just quickly sort of tell us, what are the challenges of this Road Atlanta circuit? I mean, how does it differ from anywhere else?
Well, in the first sector, you've got a lot of high-speed direction changes, and you've got to have a car that changes direction very nicely, or you're not going anywhere fast around here.
Yeah, the race on Oz car certainly looks like it's handling well out there. So just have a little check in, see where some of your other guys are. You got Sanjin 5th, Graham, is it 8th? So you've got a few cars in top 10 as well.
Yeah, I should be amongst them, but unfortunately not.
As we've got Warmington going through on Graham Fyland, I don't think Graham's got a problem. He was a second and a half in front of him when they crossed the line last time, so I don't know if Graham just made a mistake or his tyres are too hot, or I don't know.
Yeah,
no on Graham.
Back up to
No on
speed
Graham.
now. Sorry, Corey.
Oh, knowing Graham, it's probably too many beers, but anyway.
Oh dear.
Oh, we've got another one. That's it.
Him and Craig Jones will stick them in a room together. We've got Journey and Delitzsch 4th and 5th. Looks like Delitzsch is going to make a move very soon, all over the back of the German now. Down this long straight again, you can see that, well, Tobias defends the line into the chicane. He's obviously worried now.
Oh, Tobias skates in there.
Fine, but he's left himself vulnerable for the main straight now. Come around this last corner. Oh, Delitzsch getting a little wide, but yeah, Racer's car looking pretty stable, especially through the fast stuff.
He's got a little bit of damage on the front of that car as well, so it's obviously not holding him back. Tom Jones, you can see just behind those two. 6th place.
Journey a little wide.
Hoping they
they're pushing it
some more.
Oh, and he's through. Delitzsch through into P4. Can Journey stay with him?
Yeah, Tobias's car just looked a bit unsettled there in the rear. It just wouldn't hold its rear end.
No, and it seemed like, looking at the battle for the lead as well, with Dale and Lee, and I think that Dale's car does seem more stable through the S's, Alex, compared to Lee, who seems to gain in the slower sections.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Corey was saying about the car needing to have good change of direction, and that's certainly what the Race on Oz car looks like it's got in abundance. So it's interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely a track that I would say you can set it up two ways.
Lee going very wide onto the grass.
He runs wide there.
Sorry, Alex.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a track that you can set up two very different, distinctive ways and be quick in one area and slightly slower in another. And it's just, you know, which I guess the guys try and go for ultimate balance, but always end up somewhere, you know, favouring one sector of the track over another.
Yeah, Corey, what's it like? You just come into the league this season as a team. What's the spirit in the team like, and what's sort of the, you know, what do you practice a lot together, or do you practice on the road?
Yeah, we're always generally in a practice session every night. This iRacing takes up way too much time sometimes, but yeah, we always get together every night. And the team spirit's pretty high. We're doing pretty good here. I'm not, but Nishi is.
You've got a lot of cars in the series as well, and that must be able to help, you know, all sharing ideas and being able to support each other. I mean, we know that, don't we, Alex? Having a lot of team members and whatever, it just helps, doesn't it? It lifts you.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing like jumping onto the old TeamSpeak and having a bit of banter with the lads and having a laugh and a bit of a practice as well. But yeah, just to echo what Corey said, this takes up rather a lot of time sometimes.
Yeah, it's good. It's actually good when you got a lot of cars in the series, because when one of your cars has the unfortunate happening of being lapped, he can let you through and then make it difficult for the guy behind you.
Very true.
Indeed. And as we see, interestingly now, gentleman Journey he's just staying with Sanjin now. He's not really been dropped off. Maybe his car did look a bit loose earlier on. Maybe he's now getting a bit of that aero push, just improving the balance a little bit.
Yes.
I hate to say it, but Lee's right up to the back of Dale now.
Yeah, very, very close. Just watching him through the S section. Lee actually seemed to close up there. I think Dale just perhaps got his line just a fraction wrong.
Nothing wrong with the straight line speed on that car though.
Now, this is something I think I've always noticed with Lee. Just lacks that little bit of straight line speed, even in the draft. Not really able to close up anymore. But a driver who might be closing up here, just jumped to him for a second, was Tobias. But I think he's just going to hold steady as well.
He may as well follow Sanjin, who's was a bit quicker. So if he can follow him and just, they might be able to catch Martinez, who's 5 seconds up the road.
So a driver who is in no man's land at the moment is David Martinez, third place. Just over 6 seconds behind the leaders and about 7 seconds clear of the 4th and 5th battles. So
yeah, and Tom Jones is in even worse no man's land. 8 seconds behind Cherney and 14 ahead of Hamilton. So he's just racing the clock at the moment. Hamilton always seems to be on his own, doesn't he? Like never seems to be in any battles or anything like that.
We're just about to see an example of how the team can work to hold up and make a little bit of a gap, but great driving there and just moves out of the way and lets Tobias and Sanjin through.
Got to say, Alex, Lenovo have a quick car today because Alcala and Finsack, they started 21st and 20th. They're now 9th and 11th.
Yeah, I mean, Tobias did say that he felt more confident in the race pace of the car as opposed to the outright one-lap qualifying pace, so... You know what Tobias is always like as well, he always comes strong at the end of each stint, so...
Yep.
Certainly that battle's not over and done with.
No, and...
Yeah.
Go on.
Oh, I'm just running through the field and seeing actually quite a few battles. There's Stephen McPherson.
Sorry, just on screen Day there, very, very twitchy, going through that final left-hander. Just about saved it, but he certainly lost some time.
Lost him about a second, I would think.
On Day there. Sorry, carry on, Corey, mate.
Oh, I'm just running through the field. There's quite a few battles. Dale and Lee, Sanyon and Tobias. There is... Don't know if Matthew Burnett's closing up on Tom R. Jones for position. No, that's not for position.
Yeah, Matty Burnett obviously involved in that crash on the first lap. I think he found himself a lap down.
Yeah, it's a shame for him actually because he qualified 8th and he's looked good the last few times we've seen him, haven't we? Hasn't he, Alex? But unfortunately, getting involved there at the start.
Stephen McPherson's catching up to, I think that's Jim Davey in front.
Well, Johnson
he's
now.
Got a good
Johnson
run.
and O'Brien. Johnson just behind O'Brien now, so recovering is Trevor. Can he take O'Brien? Or O'Brien shuts the door. He's entitled to do.
What on earth happened to the back of O'Brien's car?
Yeah, we weren't really sure what happened. It was absolutely fine earlier on. He was sat in 10th place, lapping well, and then somewhere he must have had a whack, and he's slowly been dropping down for the rest of the race.
We think Finsack hit him, but I looked on the footage and I couldn't see anything, so might have been an issue there. But Johnson goes through then. His recovery up into 14th place now, so I think he's got a realistic chance. Well, even possibly getting that 7th place, Alex.
Yeah, I think that's about as high as he's gonna get, but yeah, it's doable. I mean, we're only lap 17 of 40, so not halfway yet.
Still going to be a difficult one for him, but I'm sure he can. He can get at least a few positions, possibly into the top 10. Might ruin somebody's day in there. Speaking of Day, well, Lee's now 1.7 behind Dale, so that really did cost him, you know.
Yeah, he was all out of shape there. It looked very, very messy. Just having a quick look at...
Last lap only a couple of hundreds faster, actually.
Yeah, Corey pointed out the battle between Jim Davey and Steve McPherson. Steve getting ever closer. And actually might think about having a little run this time down.
Yeah, you got a nice drive there. And Davey going to cover the inside.
Oh, sorry, Burnett's off.
I'll quick jump to that in a second. Just stick with this barrel. Now Steve decides not to go for anything.
Yeah, man, he went off there. He gathered it back in, a lap down. think McPherson's got the bit between his teeth
Is
now.
that
He's really
Warmington into the pits as well? Is that just a scheduled pit stop? Or is he
Warmington
actually-
in,
I think he's lost his motor. He doesn't seem to be going very fast. He's only going
no, he's
like
crawling in.
20 miles an hour.
I think you could be right there, mate. It could be all related.
Oh yeah, is
I'll
he
just
even
have a-
going
I'll
to
just
make
have a
it?
look.
It's downhill though, so he should at least roll into there.
He's doing 30 kilometers an hour, so I think he's gonna get there. But he's actually getting quicker as he's going down the hill. But
Oh no! Massive engine failure down into the chicane.
was that Mark? Was it?
Yeah, Mark Warmington. Oh, I
It's
just
just-
went back and had a look at it.
Probably
Yeah,
down
let's-
chain.
I'm just going to jump
Jim.
back and see if I can.
Maybe shifting down the gears too quickly. Has he made it
Yeah.
to his pit box? I think he has. I think he's made it to his pit box. A couple of other guys in actually at the moment. Delic, Lee Day and Dale Nish in. So all the leaders are in as well, as we were talking about that. And Dale gets out. Oh, and he's gone over the yellow line now on the exit of the pit lane, but I don't know if that is a line where you can be penalised on. It's a dotted yellow line, not a solid one.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that to buy us up, obviously, into the lead. I'm just watching the replay back now of Mark. Oh god, yeah, big time. Just a little bit early on the downshifting. He was lucky to even get it up over that hill, I think, to get it down.
He's back out now, but he's lost a lot of time. He's
Yeah,
going to let
luckily-
Martinez through. Sorry, Corey, what was that, mate?
Oh, luckily for me, when I did that at Interlagos, I didn't have a big hill to contend with, so I just rolled it straight into pit lane.
There are worse places to do it than down on that last section, though. It is downhill. Yeah, but the Interlagos pit lane goes quite steeply up, doesn't it? So quite lucky as well in that respect.
I was still doing about 140 at the time. So.
Ah well, there you go. Spice Journey leading,
And still this battle as well.
not for long probably,
between
but
Davey and McPherson rages on.
yes.
Halfway
The-
point at 20. Let's just
Davey,
take a
the
quick look at the top
American.
10 as it stands at the moment. Tobias Cherney, Dale Nish, Lee Day, David Martinez.
Jones is in the pits.
As I say, Jones has just come in. Stangen there, Luke Emerton, Romeo Alcala was 10th, but yeah, Jim Davies, Stephen McPherson, they're both in there as well. I think Roma might be pitting as well, I'm not sure.
McPherson had a look into turn one, but didn't want to risk anything as Jones appears just behind these two, so lost about 35 seconds in the pits. Quite a long pit lane here actually. Doesn't look it, but coming through the S's now, you see the change of direction. These guys.
Yeah, he's got fresh rubber behind one of his KRF teammates. I'm sure he's just going to move over and let him go. Indeed he does.
This could be very helpful though, couldn't it, Alex, for McPherson's race as well. If Jones could unsettle Davey and McPherson can follow Tom through, then he's got every chance of getting that position.
Yeah, he's not close enough to Tom though. He's fallen just a little bit back and they let him through. I have to feel that Tom's going to go for a move down here, or at least into sort of coming out of this chicane.
He's looking.
Yeah, Jim late on the brakes.
He's through,
And in
and now
typical
can
fashion-
McPherson
My camera jumps away.
do anything? This is the closest he's been for a couple of laps now.
No!
Davey pits.
Oh, that was close there.
There was a shout of no, but what was that?
Stephen McPherson nearly ran up Jim Davies' backside.
Oh dear. That sounds painful. There's,
Oh, Tom Jones is
Jones
off.
is off. Hasn't cost him a lot though. Maybe only a second. Oh, in front of his teammate. He's gone off again. He's all over the place, Jones.
Yeah, I'm still watching the replay back of the overtake and then
Jones must have damage.
in his subsequent incident.
No, I think Jones got a slowdown penalty there.
Lost a lot of time. But you might be right there. Going over the S's collecting a penalty.
Yeah, you're right, exactly that. Just watching it back, definitely a slowdown. Right,
Alcala's
live
pitted
the
and has
action.
fallen. Right. Yep.
Cedric's ranging
Davey-
up to the back
Davey
of Stephen.
Davey coming out right in the middle of Alcala and Fyland.
Yeah, Matty Burnett in there as well.
Stephen
Fyland.
Jenkins.
Goodness me. Jenkins is going to have to defend from... sorry, it's not Jenkins. Vinsack is the one that's keeping Johnson behind him for now. Not for long, you would suspect, though. The Englishman has been quick since his first lap accident. What can he do, Alex? Is he going to take a look? Surely he will take a look down to the chicane, whether he can make it stick or not.
He's got the speed to do it. Late on the brakes, actually. Cedric a little bit later goes in deep, struggling. I think he's got the move done here. Yeah, Cedric outbraked himself there.
Cedric was brave there. He could have just yielded the position, but he tried to fight it around the outside. Unfortunately for him, it didn't happen. But Johnson's through. He's up into now 12th position. So it's been a good recovery so far for Johnson.
Yeah, and Trevor's had his pit stop as well, so that's all done and dusted. There are drivers in front of him that haven't, so there's a couple of places still to be had. And actually a driver who hasn't stopped yet, Tobias Cherney as well, so...
Oh no! Lee Day has blown his motor! Crawling into the pit lane.
Oh no! It's absolutely disastrous. At least the pit lane is downhill, but...
Well,
I don't know
that
if
just about wraps that one up, I would think.
I think he might make it back to his box.
Yeah, it's going to be a Mark Warmington style pit in.
Oh, he's going to almost go a lap down. That's a terrible shame.
I can just hear the regret of that engine blow in your voice there, Corey.
He was running so well though, again.
We're all impartial while we're in this commentary box, you know.
But he's done.
I'm not.
He's rolling down at 20 odd kilometres an hour. Can he make it to his pit box?
Yeah, Tobias Cherney coming round to the main start finish, so he hasn't gone a lap down.
But because he qualified at the front, he's got the second to last pit box.
Oh, this is disastrous. He's losing speed even as we go along here.
This is the only time when qualifying at the front will hurt you, is if you do this.
Down to 13th
and he's
place.
made it.
We need to have webcams in these commentary boxes, because I reckon right now we would see Corey rubbing his hands together with a big fat smile on his face. What a shame. I can hear him saying it now. God damn those engines. Anyway, back to the action.
That's
Tobias
two engine failures,
Cherney
though.
still out there, putting another lap on. So 18
Nishi's
seconds
much quicker
lead.
than him at the moment, though.
Yeah, I think all Nishi needs to do now is just needs to recognise that Lee Day's effectively out of the race and just slow it down, calm, get into a rhythm, and just eyes forward. That's all he needs to do.
Just a quick question for you, Corey. Is it possible to make this without a pit stop?
No.
Right. So I just wondered if that was maybe what Tobias was thinking, because staying out this length of time, he's not really helping him in relation to Dale. I wonder if he's just trying to make sure he gets this third place from Martinez as he pits now.
Yeah, it'll be a lot quicker towards the end of the stint, you would think. You know, the end of the race. Slightly fresher rubber.
Jones up to 5th now. Ed McPherson. Day is showing on the... Well, he was showing as 11th, but...
It's showing 22nd for me now.
It disappeared now?
I don't think Lee likes what happened.
He retired? That's a shame, because he will have got a fast tow. He will have been able to carry on, but... It looked like he's decided to remain in the race, which is a shame. Every single point counts here. And all this has left O'Brien up in 7th place, Alex.
Yeah, Brenton bouncing back.
Has he pitted yet?
Brenton was not pitted, neither Steve McPherson, so these guys going extremely long.
Yeah, lap 24. Well, in fact, it's not actually that long. Lap 24 and 40. It
Yeah,
seems like the race has been going a bit longer than it has.
I think when we were speaking to Tobias, he said from, was it about lap 17 to 25 is what we would expect. So, yeah, these guys probably reaching that sort of maximum as he comes up and into 6th place. Steve McPherson in, so being these guys pretty much teammates, I expect Brenton will be in next time by.
26.6 for O'Brien. He's had a steady pace today. Not troubling anywhere near his qualifying time, but he hasn't made any mistakes.
Yeah, Hamilton last time by was 1.2 seconds faster than him, so he's going to be right on his tail, I think, by the time we reach the end of the next lap.
Dale putting a lap on Alcala, who's in 13th place. I don't think it helped Alcala or Vinsac, Alex, that Emerton and Johnson were coming through from the back either.
I just noticed Dale's last lap was actually quite slow. It was a 25.0. Something must have gone on there.
Unless he got possibly held up, but who knows? His previous lap to that was 23.2, so 25.0, yep, much slower.
Yeah, it was traffic. Jim Davey and Roma.
Yeah, we saw him get past Roma, but didn't see anything with Jim Davey. Davey now then has Fyland for company. McPherson's actually a lap in front of Graham, but lapping a little bit slower, so see what happens now. Graham going to try and unlap himself from the Pagnian Imports image rule fencing car.
Alright, so Lee Day is actually back out on the circuit now, just going up the back straight.
Well, maybe he can salvage something from this. Never know how many retirements are going to be. If Dale retires, for instance, you know, he might finish in front of him still.
Don't say that, it's going to happen now.
Commentator's curse. It works the other way around, mate. We have to say that he's going to win the race easy.
But you've always got to try your best to stay in the race and pick up any points that you can, you know. And I think, and that's good to see Lee back out there. Maybe he went off for a minute or two and had a bit of a shout and a swear, and now he's back.
Yeah, Trevor Johnson closing in. We just saw there briefly onto Luke Hamilton. Here we come down the back straight.
Yeah, what's Emerton going to do? Like he's going to go defensive.
Trevor definitely has straight line speed advantage there. Huge job
And
done
he's
before
through
he
already.
even reached the braking zone, so straight through.
Thought he might have gone in a bit deep there, but he's perfect, really.
It's Trevor up to 8th place.
Well, then, only 5 seconds separate second from 4th, Martinez, Delilic, Cherney. So
Yeah,
is
that
that
could
going to
hot
all
up,
come
'cause I
together by
think
the end?
Martinez was the first to pit as well, so you would expect that. Just look at the laps last time by.
Delilic getting. Oh, sorry, that's not Delilic, is it? That was Graham Fyland in front of him, similar looking car. Getting a little bit out of shape, but yeah, Martinez's tyres are going to be in the worst shape out of the 3.
Yeah, Martinez was the slowest of the 3 last time by, albeit only by just over 1/10 of a second.
He must have made a mistake because he did 24.5 as well on that previous lap. Delilic 23.5, Cherney 23.1, so
Yeah,
that could all close up and be very interesting.
Helps if I'm not looking at the fastest lap times, I'm rather looking at previous lap times.
I tell you what,
in
those
fairness, they've just gone over the line, so you're alright.
I tell you what, I was just watching Brenton O'Brien in the pit lane, and those pit mechanics do a good job. They bashed his car out within about a second.
There you go. We all need mechanics like that.
Well, nice to know the fast toes are working for some.
It's all the police
well.
mechanics, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah, that's it, they just had a new car ready.
Fueled by donuts. Did extremely well there. Johnson passed Emerton, and now he's about 8 seconds behind O'Brien. You would think he would get there. and Hamilton as well. In fact, Hamilton's just pitted. O'Brien's just pitted, hasn't he? Sorry. Has Hamilton pitted, Alex?
Hamilton has pitted.
He has.
Yep.
I think Dale just put a lap on Cedric.
Yep, Cedric's just gone a lap down. That's one of the Racing Odds cars gets out of the way. Is it Bean, is it? No, Bean's out. It was Graham, wasn't it? Graham's battling with O'Brien now. In fact, O'Brien just got in front of him, so that's good for the Mitchell fencing team.
Bushell got himself a whole load of ANZ Motorsport car behind him. Well, did have. Can we get that out before I tell
you what, Lee Day is really on a charge. His last lap on a race setup was a 22.7.
22.7, his fastest time. That's his fastest lap of the race. He was showing his 22.2 last time by, but I think it must have been an invalid lap. But the lap time still showed on the timing screen. So yeah, he's absolutely flying. Qualifying time was 22.3. So
O'Brien has indeed pitted now and finds himself down in 13th place. He's about 10 seconds behind his teammate Steve McPherson, but he has got Graham for company, which is 2 seconds back, so we'll keep an eye on that one. That might hot up in the last 10 laps of this race.
His car might be handling a bit better now.
yes, well it's all in one piece, isn't it now? So he should be all right. It's now only 3 seconds, Alex, between second, third, and fourth.
Yeah, last time by as well, quite a difference. Again, Tobias caught up 3/10 on Sanjin, who caught up 8/10 of a second on Martinez. So this is definitely going to be the one to watch.
Oh, Martinez has got some lap traffic here.
Could potentially have a 3-wide battle for second place.
Oh, Martinez skates into there.
Yeah, this slow section, reasonably tricky actually. It's not like anything on the rest of the circuit, really.
Do you know that right-hander before that back straight is probably the hardest corner on the circuit, in my opinion. You think that you can take a lot of speed in there, but it's actually quite slow. You need to get the car turned in relatively early, and the most important thing is you get the power on as quickly as possible. Any kind of delay, you're just going to get swallowed up by the car behind you.
Yep, it reminds me of Mosport, the double right-hander before the long back straight there. Just cannot afford to overdrive that.
Sorry to butt in. I think something's happened to Sanyan. He's just gone blank all of a sudden. I hope he hasn't disconnected.
I'm not showing it. I'm not seeing him.
Definitely a possibility. I'm going to go back and have a look. If he did
driving up the straight,
he just disappeared.
Just vanished.
Yeah.
Oh no! He's disconnected. Oh, what a shame.
Well,
at least you sound exactly the same for when your teammate drops out as what you do the rivals.
Oh, oops.
So really now we're basically left with the two Lenovo cars that are going to fight it out for second place. Can Martinez hold off Cherney?
yeah, Tobias doesn't. He doesn't want Martinez to be the top dog in this team. It's going to be good. These two are very evenly matched.
There's 3 cars separates them now though, so he's going to need to get past this traffic as soon as possible. When you've got McPherson in front, who's obviously battling with Davies, so he's not really going to want to give up the position.
It's amazing how many laps these two have spent just nose to tail, Davey and McPherson. Last time they got lapped, when they got lapped by the leaders before, it didn't really help McPherson that much.
McPherson had a little twitch as well there, so he's definitely lost some ground again.
He's got to follow Cherney. He's got to be as close to Cherney as he can, but look at that. Look how far behind he's dropped. Won't be able to capitalise here unless Davey makes a big mistake.
Yeah, Martin is clear of the traffic actually and pulling away, big gap now. I have to think this is probably what's been holding him up for a few laps. It's all that traffic.
Tobias sideways.
Then he goes a bit sideways there, trying to get through. But all this is...
Oh, sorry. What I don't think will be helping Tobias is his latency, because he's a European guy. The lap traffic might be a bit skittery for him, so that won't be helping at all.
Yeah, and he also wants to give them a little bit more room as well, just in case there's any netcode issues and things like that. But making his way through, not as quickly as he would have liked. Coming up to his team manager now, Romer Alcala. So
Yeah,
I'm sure he'll let him through quickly.
Move out the way nice and quickly.
But Alcala is battling with Davey and McPherson as well. So
here he does, moves over.
Romer needs to be careful that he doesn't lose a position himself. He's had a terrific run to 9th place. Doesn't want to end up 10th because he's letting his teammate through.
Oh, Jim Davies sideways. He's off the road. Oh no! No, he's got collected by Stephen McPherson.
Oh, McPherson. Well,
let's take a quick look at that one back. We just about saw it.
I've just had a correction. Tobias is actually the team manager. Romer is the owner of the team. Sorry about that. I know that Romer used to be the team manager. We're also saying that Corey's a little bit loud on the stream, Alex. I don't know if you can do anything about that.
I'm sure we can turn him down.
Lee Dale will probably be wanting to turn him off. Lee. Where is Lee anyway? Is he actually gonna... He's got past Nils Jordan, so... to, I think, 19th.
Oh no, Tobias has gone as well.
He's disconnected, Alex.
It's not a good day for to be away from Australia for the connections. Jeez.
Wow, an engine or a disconnection. That's ruined the race for Lenovo.
Yeah, well, Martin is still sat in second place, so they're going to have something at least to celebrate, but 2 cars on the podium would have been a hell of a lot better. Tom Jones, though, look who's picked up the podium position on his return.
Is it? And he'll be very pleased with this on his return if he can stay there, but it's not all done and dusted by any means. There's still 7 or 8 laps to go.
Yeah, he's only got 19-second gap to Aaron Hamilton.
Maintain that pretty much. Oh no, it's more than that. It's 21 seconds. So he should be all right, I expect.
This hasn't really been a good day for the top teams, has it?
No, actually, most of the guys. I mean, Dale's obviously going to come away with this laughing, really. I mean, obviously, yeah, let's not count chickens yet because we've seen a lot of craziness go on. So, but it'll be a great result for him. But everybody else, I mean, Trevor Johnson's up to 5th place, you know, after what happened. He's only 2 seconds behind Aaron Hamilton as well. So let's keep an eye could spice up the last couple of laps of this race.
Bike getting completely.
Oh, Tom Jones sideways into the chicane.
Oh, he just about rescues it. You can see that tyres now and concentration levels are getting a little bit marginal.
They all must be listening to the commentary.
I hope not. Johnson is actually, I would say, he's 5th place. He qualified 5th, Alex, despite getting mullered on the first lap.
Yes, he's done well to fight his way back up. For the most part, he managed to stay out of the initial thing, but he was just trying to save the car and he just got rear-ended by someone else further down the straight. So I think he was able to get it back to the pit straight away.
It was Bean, I think, Alex, who hit him. The yellow car who came in and possibly unsighted. We'll have to take another look at that later, but Yeah, Johnson's doing a fine job really since in the 23s, not pushing it too hard, but quick enough to gain on Hamilton.
I
Hamilton
tell you what,
P4.
Go on, Corey.
being a commentator is actually quite a good job. You get to sit in a nice air-conditioned room and just talk.
That's it. You talk about cars going round and round in circles. I think that's a great job.
I was about to say, speak for yourself. I'm sat in a garage that's quite cold.
Oh,
That's it. He needs the heating on. That's probably the first time this year, is it?
Yeah, I think so, actually. Although I know I did turn it on the other day for the first time, but I think I need to just turn it up a fraction.
Stephen Jenkins had a little bit of an excursion. That's actually let Zach Baker through, so I don't know if he's going to take it lightly here.
Yeah, 5 laps to go. Hamilton now can start to feel the pressure. It's coming from Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson's not gaining on him by a huge amount. It's only 7/10 on the last lap. Hamilton's been very solid as usual. Johnson's car twitching away as we go down into the S's. Got to be precise through here, haven't you, Corey? It's just like a little downhill slalom ski run.
yeah, you got to be careful about the big weight in the rear end, just moving around side to side. If you try and throttle steer the car too much down at the S's, yeah, she just gets loose and away you go.
Got 4 laps to go. Just want to give a shout out to some of the personal sponsors from ARLTV.
Just hold that thought a second, Alex. As Johnson's got a great run on Hamilton, and he's got that good straight line speed. He's in the draft now. Is he going to defend Hamilton? No, he decides not to. Does he think he can hold him around the outside? He's going to try.
Yeah, he's squeezing him a little bit.
Yeah, Johnson through. Good job by Trevor.
Oh, Hamilton!
That's clumsy by Hamilton.
Oh, no, what was he thinking?
That was clumsy. I mean, he just left the car there, really, didn't he? He didn't do one or the other.
Oh, I'm not a commentator.
You are a commentator now.
Oh, well, if I still have to be impartial, I still think that was 100% Hamilton's fault.
You can be impartial and still say it's 100% Hamilton's fault.
Yeah.
I think it was. I mean, he looked like Alex. He looked like he gave up on the corner in the first part and then decided, oh, I can have a go in the second.
Well, yeah, I think that was perhaps what he thought, that he would try and keep the line. Because actually, I think he concedes the position there and lets Trevor go.
I think he didn't make a full move though, did he? He just sort of left his nose there.
Well, that's the thing. I think he wanted to hold it round the outside, but Trevor got too far alongside, then that opportunity had ended, and he still sort of stuck his nose in there, and he should have just got it out of it.
That was what I did at Monza, Alex, if you remember. Sort of clumsy, not backing out and not really going for the position, you need to realise, I think, when to back out of it in a chicane situation anyway. Otherwise that'll happen every time.
I think that might have been a bit of desperation there. He actually wasn't in too bad of a spot. He's still in 4th, but yeah.
Well, he's let him go now. I mean, so regardless of
5th
what,
place.
At the end of it, there's a bit of sportsmanship there because he's let Trevor catch him back up and just allowed him to take the position. So he perhaps acknowledged that it might have been his fault and just let him go through and restored the position. So yeah, in the end, sort of a bit of a good drive in there.
I really do not want to curse anyone, but I think I've got to mention Romer Alcala. I'm not even sure he's finished this high up in a race for a long time. Driven really, really nicely.
Yeah, 8th place at the moment.
The Venezuelan who has, I think he's had some decent results when the league was a lot smaller. But I think since a lot of the new drivers has come in, this is by far his best performance.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't recall a time I've seen him in 8th place for quite a few seasons now. 3.2
Cedric in
seconds
7th
ahead
as well.
of Brenton, so he should be absolutely fine as long as he just keeps it pointing forward. And what I am going to do now, sorry Andrew, I am going to jump in and do the sponsors as I haven't done them.
Yes, sorry.
So just a quick shout out to Pagnini and Imports. Go check them out if you're over in that part of the world and you want to get yourself some sim equipment. They take care of all the importing and everything else, cuts a lot of the expense down for you, so they can get them all in bulk and whatnot. So pagniniimports.com.au, rigs, wheels, button boxes, butt kickers, steering wheels, you name it, they pretty much do it on there. Let's not forget Kimmy's Rural Fencing. They support and basically run the league, so yeah, thanks to Mark Noble for getting all this set up and whatnot. Also to ApexRacingLeague.com, as Rome has a little wiggle coming out of the chicane, but still all good. Yeah, ApexRacingLeague.com, who set the league up, and it's where it's all controlled from. And our newest sponsor as well, leobodmer.com as well, for steering systems and more like electrical components to build your button boxes yourself and whatnot like that. Yeah, go and check them out, as well as things like Leo Bodmer cable as the adapters for the G27 pedals and shifter.
We're on the final lap now. We went to spend some time with Leo Bodmer as well, didn't we? And all that will be on the ARLTV website. But Dale Nish, he's on the final lap now.
Yeah, just exiting the chicane, it's all but done.
He's weaving around, having a bit of fun. Dale Nish comes through to take the win.
Oh, beautiful.
At Road Atlanta. Brilliant performance. He's led from start to finish. Did have some pressure from Lee Day, but when that disappeared, it was faultless.
Celebrations went awry there.
Fortunately, we were off camera, so we missed
David
Martinez.
It
comes across in second place. Tom Jones, gonna have to wait a little while for him to come across in third place, but
I don't think he's gonna mind the wait. 55 seconds behind, but P3, he's not been in the league for, oh god, 3 months at least.
No, it's way longer than that, man. Way longer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've had a season and a half, if not more, without him. I'm thinking it's season 3 was the last time we saw him.
And the man who never used to have any luck whatsoever in this series comes round the final corner at Road Atlanta to take a brilliant podium finish. And look who's in 4th place after the first lap. He's now gained points on Cherney, he's gained points on Day. Trevor Johnson getting his championship challenge at least. Well, he's keeping it alive with 4.
Yeah, just goes to show what you can do, even if you do get involved in first corner incidents, you can recover pretty quickly.
Hamilton 5th, Emerton 6th, then Finsack and Alcala 7th and 8th. That to me, I'm just going to say that's driver of the day already. Finsack started 20th, Alcala started 21st, they finished 7th and 8th. Don't think you can ask for any more. O'Brien in 9th, Jim Davey, good effort from Jim in 10th, Graham Filand 11th, good recovery from him, he was quite a way down earlier on. And then all the disconnections and blown motors happened. Mark Warmington 12th, had a blown engine. Burnett involved in the first lap accident, 13th. Nigel Bushell, quiet but useful, 14th. Steve McPherson, 15th. The race-long battle with Davey just lost out at the end there. Baker, after a crash, 16th. Jenkins, 17th. Day, disconnection, 18th. And blown motor, wasn't it? Nils Jordan, 19th. Isaac De Figueiredo, 6 laps down, 20th. Bryce Cherney, 21st. Disconnection. Sanjin Delalic, 22nd. Chris Beard, 23rd. And Corey Preston, 24th. Joe Oliveira didn't take the start.
Yeah, another great little race here at Road Atlanta. Actually, you know, it does always seem to deliver something. You know? We've seen a lot of disconnections and craziness going on with sort of random stuff today. Not really what you call like racing incidents or anything like that. But
I think when we had the GP260 here, there was a lot of crashes, weren't there, and things like that.
Yeah,
It's not a dull track.
everybody made, good start, clean. Just watching it again now on the replay, and it was just that 3 wide into that tricky right-hander. Guys just got a little bit out of shape, and everybody had a run on them coming behind, so they were all tussling for position. But we've got Trevor Johnson just popped in for a quick interview. Trevor, first off, congratulations on a great fight to get yourself back into 4th place. You must be absolutely delighted with that. Tell us a little bit about what happened on the first lap, but then the rest of your race following that. Is he there?
Mr. Johnson? We seem to have lost Trevor for a moment at least. We can come back to him, but gonna have a look at the
Yeah, let's grab Roma Alcala up while Trevor hopefully sorts out his issues. He's just gonna mute himself.
You got me?
Oh no, Trevor's back. Sorry, Roma.
Hey.
Just a second, we'll be right with you. But yeah, Trevor's back. Sorry, mate. Did you catch our question or?
Yeah, I heard it. My button weren't working.
Yeah.
Lap 1. Not sure what happened really. Coming out of where what turn is it?
oh,
Onto the back straight anyway, whatever it was. Someone went 3 wide, and when I was looking to make a move on whoever was in front of me, I don't even know who it was. And unfortunately, the guy on the left come into contact with my front left, which turned him, which then made me go right on the straight, and then chaos from there basically. No idea.
yeah. I'm just watching it actually, Trevor, and you were very unlucky. The first incident was a bit of a racing incident, but the second one, when those two were banging panels down the straight, you were so unlucky. You only got the tiniest little contact, and then unfortunately, when you gathered it all together, you got a smack up the backside from Bean, and that cost you a lot of time. But after that, you did a great recovery. Tell us about the rest of your race.
Yeah, well, after that, it's just get your head down and put the lap times in. Really, don't know what my fastest lap was, but I didn't run as fast as I have been in practice. Whether that's just being on the Aussie server or not, I don't know. But no, it's just hitting my marks basically. Put the lap times in, and then just see where I spat out at the end, and it weren't too bad. A couple of disconnects up front helped,
And a couple of blown engines as well. So, but are you fairly happy with those points in the end?
Yeah, can't complain after being in the pits on lap 1 with a bent car.
As a fellow driver, was that hard work?
It was hard on the concentration, just because if you hit a curb wrong here, you tend to end up in a wall somewhere. But yeah, I'm sweating a little bit.
Oh, I'm not. I'm sitting in nice air-conditioned comfort here. I should do this more often.
I've been thinking about going in the commentary box after the last 3-4 races.
Do you know what? It'll end up, Woody. It'll just be me and you racing on track, and all the drivers will be commentating on it.
Yeah, well, that'll be awful, won't it?
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's just going to be the most. I mean, at least in this car, I've got a chance of beating you. But no, I think this was it was a very good race to watch, and what's the track like, Trevor? I mean, what do you like the track? Have you had much experience of it before?
I love Road Atlanta. It's the first track I ever won on in the V8 actually, back when the European races were on. Yeah, it's got a bit of a twisty bit and then some fast stuff, and I love the back straight into the chicane for overtaking. It's great, just slamming on the brakes as hard as you can and sliding down the inside or the outside. You can do both there.
You made a few moves there. Tell us about the incident with Hamilton, because it looked like he was just a little bit clumsy there.
Yeah, got down the inside of him into the left of the chicane, and I could see him on my right monitor. I was clear of him because I could see him in my wing mirror behind my car, and I also got the spotter clear. But as I turned, I kept turning. So I don't know whether he just thought maybe there was a little bit of a gap there or not. I haven't watched it back yet.
But you survived in 4th place, and you're looking forward to next week?
Yeah, where are we?
Don't ask us. We only commentate on it, mate. You're the drivers.
I only drive it.
Here, we'll have a switch out for the commentary team next week.
Is it Donington or somewhere, Alton Park or somewhere like that? Or no,
Probably
Watkins?
Alton
I don't know.
Park.
Yeah.
If
One of
Probably
the
not
above.
Donington.
unless somebody hasn't told us something, it won't be Donington, I don't think.
But the funniest thing is, I looked it up this morning and now I can't remember what it is.
Even
See,
better,
Alex,
I'm on
these
the bloody
drivers, mate. These drivers, I tell you.
site. Hang on, I'll look. Where are we? It's Watkins Glen next week.
Watkins,
yeah,
that
Watkins.
should be good.
And
Is it Cook,
Watkins-
Trevor?
Yeah, what layout are we doing?
What's that?
What layout are we doing?
It just says classic. So it's classic without the bus stop in it.
Yeah.
75 laps around there. That'll be fast and fun and hectic
God,
and
yeah.
busy.
Yeah, so. Well, that'll be a good one to tune into next week. ARLTV. But Trevor, thanks for your time, mate. I know it was a difficult race for you, but good points in the end, and we'll catch you next week at Watkins.
Yep, should do. I've got some shopping to put away now, so I'll see you later.
Cheers, mate.
See you, mate.
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved
Right,
out of
next
your
up, as we brought him up earlier on, but got Trevor back in very, very quickly. Romeo Cowler.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey,
Hello,
mate.
Well done.
Thank you, man. Finally, top 10.
Yeah,
That's
I
your
mean,
first.
sorry, go on, Woody.
That's your first top 10 for quite a long time. Great race from 21st on the grid. Just take us through it.
Really, last season, the same race, I finished 7th, and I started somewhere around the back. And I just told myself, and I was talking to Tobias, and we were chatting, saying, we have to be really patient on this track and just be consistent on the laps and just be patient with people and with passing and all that. So I feel like I had to remind myself being patient every 5 laps or every 2 laps. And that's about it. I mean, my setup was, or our setup was very fast for the first 6 laps, and then after that, I slowly. I saw all the guys trying to catch up with me. I was just hoping to hold it, and try not to focus too much on where they were and just focus more on the track.
Yeah, well done, mate. Great result. Nice to see you up there in 7th place. And also fairly decent result for Lenovo as well. I mean, if it wasn't for Tobias's disconnect, could have had quite a few cars in that top 10. So, yeah, you were saying obviously about the setup and stuff like that. I mean, how was the team this week with preparation? Did you get a relatively decent set underneath your belt quite quickly, or has it been a bit of hard work?
Yeah, it was a shame, really shame that Joao, he also got some connection problems. Apparently the server was kind of weird, because I saw, and then Tobias got disconnected. He was in 3rd, and then Sanji, from the Racing Us guys had some problems. I think Corey had some problems too, but yeah, it was a shame, when you cannot control the thing outside racing,
Yeah.
But our setup, I drive very differently from Tobias. Every time I get a setup from Tobias, it's like the rear end is very happy and loose. And that's the way to go fast, but I'm not there yet. So me, Tobias, Joao, and Cedric, once we get our setup, we all tweak it a little bit to make it more comfortable to our own needs. So we get a basic setup, mainly from Tobias, and after that we go back and forth talking about it and helping each other to see what we can do to change things. So like we will post like, hey guys, I need less front bias at the front, or my car is doing this, my car is doing that. So we'll go back and forth and talked about it.
I was just looking, Roma, at the first lap, and one point you, Cedric and Luke were 20th, 21st and 22nd or something like that. He ended up 6th, 7th and 8th. Have you ever overtaken so many people in one race?
Well, I legitimately overtook 3 or 2 cars, and I think everyone else, either we beat them at the pits or they just went off track, you know. So legitimate, great passes, and I want to give props to Brenton and Jim for being great battlers and giving each other room. And I was afraid that they would catch up with me towards the end of the race and pass me, but thankfully I was able to hold on to it.
Well, yeah, Brendan had one of his best finishes as well. We said we challenged him, didn't we, Alex, for a top 10 this week, and he's delivered it.
Yeah, indeed he has. Yeah, great result from Brenton. Even with that damaged car that he had for that whole stint as well. So.
Well, guys, thanks again so much, and I don't want to take too much time. I see a lot of people on the interview channel, and just want to give thanks to Lenovo and Playseed for their support. And we have some big announcements coming up next season. One of them is I'm not going to be in the V8s anymore. I'm going to try to focus, see if I can start a series for ARLTV on the USA, and bring ARLTV, you know, more worldwide than, or just keep spreading ARLTV. So I'm going to try to focus on that. And if you are looking to drive in a team, we are recruiting, so send me a message or send Tobias a message or send anybody a message from the Lenovo team and let us know if you want to race with us. We're taking openings. And again, thank you for the team, great team. And thank you again for Lenovo and Playseed and ARLTV that makes this thing so much fun.
Yeah, thank you, Roma.
And I'm sure whatever you do is going to be a success. I'm sure if we can help you in any way, shape or form, just let us know.
Yep.
We will do what we can do. But
yeah,
great race.
Let's just have longer to sign up for it in the next one.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Alright, mate.
Thanks, mate. Well done.
Take it easy.
Our race winner has just jumped up into the interview channel. I think we should grab him up here. Naishi.
Yeah, we'll grab him straight up. Sorry, we've caught him in mid-conversation as well, but he's the winner after all. So, welcome to the comms box, mate. Tell us a little bit about your race. Lights to flag victory today for you.
Yeah, it was good. So the first half of my race was pretty hard going, but the second half was cruising.
Yeah, obviously you were under quite a bit of pressure from Day earlier on. I mean, we were watching the race and we thought perhaps he just didn't have the straight line speed to really attack you. I mean, obviously you were there and you can tell us whether or not he was closing down that back straight or not.
Oh yeah, he was. I think he was at first. I was really making sure I'd get a good launch out of that corner before the back straight, so he wouldn't get close enough. I think towards the pit stop he might have been trying to fuel save maybe, so he wouldn't have to put so much fuel in. I'm not sure.
Well,
when he was behind you, did you think he was a lot faster, or was it just a case that you were very evenly matched and no way you could get through?
I think our pace was quite similar. He had the draft, so I wasn't going anywhere. Did he blow his motor up?
Did he indeed?
Yes.
Exactly that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Corey was extremely sad about that. He made a point of mentioning about it. He was, oh no, he's blown his motor. But yeah, I mean, once you were released from that pressure, you were just saying it was just a case of keep it calm, keep it collected, and navigate the traffic, and bring it home for another victory.
Yeah, I really was cruising at the end there. I was just pacing it, just trying to make sure I didn't go over 10 incidents and lose any points.
Yeah, that still applies in this series. The penalty points after Lee's retirement. Then he said he was just going along. Did you have any problems with traffic? Because it looked like it was quite crowded out there.
No, everybody was really getting out of my way. Perhaps a little too much. A few of them actually lost a position or two trying to get out of my way too much, but I appreciate the effort.
Yeah, it's always good to hear, I guess. Yeah, I think sometimes you're right. Sometimes the back markers, they see the leader coming up and they do sort of jump off the circuit a little bit, even when they're in a battle. And you know, I think I've been in that same position before. You think, well, I'm happy enough to wait for the straight, so you don't have to jump out of the way.
Yeah, I felt a bit bad. I didn't want to ruin any of their battles.
I think most of the time, if you are the leader, you don't mind following someone, through a really tight, twisty section, as long as they don't, literally get in your way and block you, or are really slow in front of you. I think, as long as it's safe and fair, then that's all you can ask for. I think. What's it like, the concentration levels on this track? And Dale, is it quite hard, or is it, with all the bumps? I mean, I imagine this car's quite a handful.
It's quite technical. Very technical. You gotta be on it for a lot of the race. Down the straight you get a good breather though, so it's not too bad.
It's quite a long straight. It looks like a very tricky braking zone into that chicane. Is that the case?
Yeah, probably tricky turning under brakes, I'd say.
I mean, importantly, you're going to take the lead in the championship after this one, as far as I can tell, unless the table's already been updated. I think it's just behind.
That's good to hear. That's because I had a terrible round at Barber. I've still got to have that one dropped off too.
Yeah, obviously it'll be yourself followed by Lee, and then I think Tobias will be. No, David Martinez might. No, just a little bit farther behind as well. It's going to be close. So, yeah, there's quite a few drop rounds going to be coming into play towards the end of the season, I think, looking at the table as it stands at the minute.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, thanks very much, Dale, for coming up, and congratulations again for winning the race. Is there anybody who you want to do a shout out to before you go?
Oh, yeah, I'll have a shout out to one of my sponsors, the Gamesman. Buy all your PS3 games online through there. That's thegamesman.com.
Of course, you've got to thank Corey, haven't you, for his unbridled support in the commentary box.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and watch it and see what he said. What happened to Corey? I still don't know that yet.
I had a disconnection on the start line, and I rebooted the computer and was a lap down. And then I stuck it into the wall and no fast tow. So that was a disaster.
Right, seemed like a similar story because I double lap 6th place and lap 5th place, I think.
Yeah, it's just crazy. So yeah, there's a lot of people that disconnected today. So I think Roma was saying earlier on that there's definitely some sort of connection issues going on with the server. So
that's not good to hear.
all right, thanks. Thanks very much, Dale. Congratulations again. Good luck at Watkins Glen. That's certainly going to be a beast of a race to watch out for. Lots of draft in there. So yeah, wish you the best of luck there.
Thanks, guys.
Right, who should we bring up next? Should we bring up Anthony next? Indeed we shall. Afternoon, Aaron?
Hello, guys.
Yeah, sorry, I called you Anthony there for a second on the broadcast, so when you're watching that back, apologies for that. But
I was wondering who you were going to bring up. I was like, who's that?
But, 5th place today, you must be pretty happy with that result. Bit of a battle towards the end there, but good sportsmanship when you let Trevor back past. Just tell us a little bit about your race, how it unfolded, and overall, are you happy with the result?
Oh, definitely happy. It's a bit quiet. That first lap, just watching all the cars spinning on the straight, I don't know what that was about, but yeah, I just kept consistent, got a decent pit stop, and yeah, it wasn't really any action until that little battle with Trevor at the end. I think it was a little bit of net code. I tapped him on the side, but yeah, gave him back the position after. Yeah, good race.
you tried to maintain your position around the outside. Was it just a case? Did you see a gap? Did you think there was a little gap there, or? I mean, what was the thing?
I'd done it earlier, and I thought I could stick on the outside. He would have got it back, but I hadn't had much action all race, and I thought, I'm in this position, I may as well try my hardest to defend it. So I think I just got a little bit eager. I was on the inside as much as I could go, and just tapped him on the side.
We did notice that. We did mention that in most of your races, you seem to have been in sort of no man's land. Recently, but it must be quite a good no man's land to be in if you finish 5th.
Yeah, I feel I'm in that middle of the really fast guys and the kind of the mid pack. So maybe after my university is finished, I'll be able to pick up the pace a bit and get a podium perhaps.
Well, we're sure that a podium isn't far away for you. I mean, if you keep it on the island, good things are going to happen. I mean, look at what happened to Tom today. 55 seconds behind, he finished 3rd. So every opportunity. What view did you get of the first lap incident between Matty, Trevor, and Danjin? Were you right in the middle of that? Was that a bit of a Days of Thunder moment? Was it?
Kinda. I just took my foot off the throttle a little bit, but yeah, I was just hoping for the best there. I could see they weren't going to spin across the tracks, so yeah, well, it wasn't too worrying at that time.
We've got Watkins Glen up next. Normally a driver's favourite. I don't like to presume, but how do you like the circuit? Looking forward to that one?
Definitely, yeah. I've driven it in a lot of cars, and past experience, I generally go pretty well on it, so I know the track quite well. So yeah, really looking forward to it. Is it in endurance?
I'm not 100% sure on the length of it, but I know they were saying it's the classic layout, so without the chicane, so no bus stop. Certainly going to make for some crazy drafting battles going on up front, I would think.
Oh yes, most definitely. It's going to be an exciting race. I look forward to it.
Yeah, I'd just like to ask you a question, Aaron. Being sort of a I don't mean this in any disrespect, but sort of a maybe back of the top 10 driver, is it really confidence boosting to get a top 5 result?
Kinda. I mean, I didn't do anything spectacular today. I was just consistent, and that's what I aim for every race. Consistency over speed. So I think there was a couple of disconnects up the front and a lot of people crashing out. So yeah, I may be more consistent than the rest of the field, and that's a good thing, and it's good that I'm achieving high results because of that. But it's nothing special. I hope I sort of keep up the top for the next few races.
I think today's race was very attritional, and I think that was probably one of the reasons why you finished so high up. But you still got to finish there, and so you can't take anything away from your own performance. You did exceptionally well, and hopefully going to Watkins, you can pull something out there.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Do you have anybody who you want to thank, or any shout-outs?
I'll give a shout out to a new game that our development team has released for Android called Audionaut. It's a music game, so if you're interested, give it a search on the Google Play Store and download it and have them play.
Cool, sounds interesting, mate. Congratulations again on top 5, and we'll see you next week for Watkins Glen.
Thank you.
Right, let's bring up the law and see what he has to.
Yes.
See what he has to say. Brenton, we spoke to you last week. Welcome back. Well, 2 weeks ago. Welcome back. Another good performance from you today. We noticed you picked up some damage, but we couldn't find out exactly where that damage was. So, tell us a little bit about your race, how you got that, and how you feeling about that.
Yeah, well, 2 weeks ago we had a chat, and I remember very distinctly you said I came 13th. You said top 10 next, and I said no chance in hell. Well, yeah, look, I know there was disconnects by Tobias and Sanjin, but here I am, top 10, very happy.
Yeah, well done. Another really, really consistent performance, but you also had a bit more pace this week to back it up. But you had a nice battle with Cedric, and then with Jim mostly as well. Take us through it.
Well, yeah, you asked me where my damage was from, and Cedric decided that he would probably break about 100 metres short of the mean, so my car probably won't pass scrutineering because it's about probably 3 feet shorter at the back. But yeah, as usual with Jim, good fight. He's honest, hard worker, and generally quicker than me. But he had issues today with he must have had a punt somewhere. But look, just happy, and a big shout out to Tom Jones as well. His first race back in the top 3, so well done to him.
Yeah, I don't think you'll have any problem with scrutineering, Brenton. I was actually watching your pit stop, and your pit mechanics got that sorted quite well.
Yeah, yep. If it's one thing I do practice, it's actually my pit stops. I had a real bad tendency to always pit too short and be too passive to come into the pits. And I've just actually looked. I was probably about 2 or 3 seconds faster on the pit stops than most other people. So I've actually have practiced pit entries and pit exits.
Just goes to show that KRF team is ready with getting it fixed. Yeah, actually, I'm just watching on the replay now, and yeah, I've literally just seen where the incident was, and I can see Cedric picked up some front end damage from that as well, like you say, going into the chicane. So yeah.
Sorry, Alex, just quick. Did the car feel a lot better after the pit stop then?
Yeah, it did. My tyres were okay, but just the amount of fuel you put in, it'd be crazy not to put some tyres on as well. But yeah, it wasn't real high. I found it wasn't real high tyre wear here. Yeah, so no, it did improve. There's no doubt. I was a lot more aggressive after the pit stop because I was trying to chase Roma down, and it was feeling a lot better.
Well, congratulations again. Anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Well, seeing that the old enforcer, Nobby's not here, sorry Corey for the enforcer thing, but seeing that Nobby's not here, I've got to do a shout out for KRF obviously, and ARLTV, and you boys as usual do a spectacular job, so on behalf of everybody we thank you for that.
No, thank you, mate.
Very much.
Look forward to seeing you repeat the performance at Watkins Glen next week. It's going to be a tricky one, that one for sure.
One step at a time. Thanks for your time, boys. Cheers.
All right, mate.
Cheers, mate. Well done. Well, he met the challenge, didn't he?
Oh, he did completely. Yeah, we called it and he delivered it. So yeah, well done to him. Let's actually, he was talking about Jim Davey and saying that they had a good fair battle and whatnot through that race. So let's bring the man up himself and have a quick chat with him. Hi, Jim. How you doing, mate?
Oh, can't complain.
So tell us a little bit about your race today. Happy with the result? You got quite a bit of airtime, I have to say, with battles going off here, there, throughout the race.
I mean, I don't want to sound ungrateful, but I could have done better. So I seem to have run-ins with a certain team week after week. It's a little irritating.
So you had a battle with Steve and with Brenton, but we'll take us through it then. What happened?
Honestly, I really don't remember it. I know on lap 21, Matt Burnett just passed me going down the back straight, and I was a little bit deeper on the brakes than he was, and we got together at the chicane, so I felt pretty bad about that, about him spinning around. And then lap 32, at the beginning of the lap, I know that I was coming up on Romer pretty hard. I had been every single time I seemed like catching him, he would luck out with some traffic or something like that. And I was coming up pretty hard on him, and then all of a sudden he was right in front of me, so I lost it. And I probably could have had 8th, 9th position, but I messed it up myself.
Yeah, and you fought with Steve for quite a long time. Do you know what happened to him at the end then?
No, I don't. I remember seeing him, but then I don't remember what happened. It was I was just kind of going through my own laps, not really paying attention to what other people were doing, other than trying to let the leaders through when I could.
Yeah, it's a tricky circuit actually. I mean, obviously the first sector is pretty much one line all the way through there. So, yeah, I mean, I imagine it's got to be equally as challenging for those guys to try and get past, but also for you to find the place to let them go without costing too much time. I mean, you know, where were the main areas you were you didn't want to meet anyone coming up behind you?
Actually, it was pretty funny because I met up with Dale coming through the S's, and it was a little lapse of concentration, and I started going wide. So I said, well, I've already messed it up. Might as well let him by. And that's probably the worst place it could have happened. I normally like to let people by on the back straight because it's just so easy. But, I mean, it's wherever I can find room, because I don't try to run in people's way, especially right now with me just trying to finish the season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're round 8 now, I think, round 9, something like that with the break? Round 8. What's the plans for the rest of the season then?
Well, I think I've already met the goal I had at the beginning of the season of not being last. So I'm not too upset about that. Probably, hopefully, within triple digits in the points now. I was only about 5 short before. So just finishing it out, just running a baseline set, not really working on the car very much. This past Thursday on the Americas race was the first time I'd run any laps all week. So it's not too bad. Just finishing out the season.
Well, one thing we often see in these ARLTV series, drivers come in, you know, like yourself, and just that's their goal to start off with, not to finish at the back. And you know, by the end of a couple of seasons, that we often see them fighting up there for top 10s. It just seems to be the way of things in the series. Guys come in, they get more used to the car, and you know, you sort of find who you can race closely with and who you can't. Obviously, it's a bit tricky with the Aussie server sometimes and that, but yeah, for the most part, we see a lot of drivers coming through, and you know, I kind of wish you all the luck with that as well, and hopefully towards the end of the season you pick up some more good results, and you know, you're back next season and you start fighting from sort of the middle and then pushing your way forward.
Yeah, it's one thing I noticed, because I got pretty frustrated about halfway through this season and just stopped racing the V8 for a couple weeks, and I just came back with a different mindset for this week, saying all I want to do is finish the race. I don't really care what position I finish in, and just more relaxed, and it makes driving the car easier. And then we're going to Watkins Glen next week, which I tend to do either really, really well or really, really badly. I mean, I either finish really well or I end up in a flaming pile of debris. So it should be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope it's the first one, and not the second. But no, it's the classic layout. So the Cup circuit without the bus stop chicane. So it should be a terrific race. I mean, think you can repeat the top 10 next week?
Well, last season in the regular series, I actually won the one race I ran. I beat Trevor. Trevor was a little mad at me because he said I was blocking him the whole time, but yeah, whatever. I wasn't, but he says I was because I beat him. But yeah, I mean, I hope to do well.
Oh, wish you the best of luck. Thanks very much for your time, Jim. And
yeah.
Before you go, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to, as we've offered it to everyone else?
Just Graham and all the guys on the Race on Oz team. They're always really helpful and they motivate. And the Can-Am guys, I'm not running their paint scheme this week, but the Can-Am guys are always really helpful and motivating also. So, and ARL, of course, for putting on this wonderful series.
Great,
Woo!
thanks Jim.
Yeah, see you later.
Right, last up.
You should try and push.
But sorry, Mark. Do you want me to put you back down before the interview so you finish your
Nah, it's all right.
I do it every week. I grab you in mid-conversation without fail. Right, sorry, Mark Warmington up for an interview. Rudely interrupted by me, as always. Tell us a little bit about your race, mate, and obviously the engine failure that happened as well. You just about managed to make it back to the pits.
That was so embarrassing, wasn't it? That was so.
We called it.
You weren't the only
We
one.
called it all.
Mr. Day did exactly the same, Mark, so don't worry about it.
I have no idea what happened. That's what I was just talking about, actually. The guys, I was like, it was a bad race anyway for me. Last weekend I started coming down with this cold. Everyone's calling it man flu. I'm just calling it a cold. But it completely knocked me out all week. So I haven't touched my rig since last week. And today I was like, okay, you're at least half a second off your pace. This is going to be scarily bad. So qualified down, I think it was 14th. And then everyone just decided to just drive off the track or something like that. And I thought, how the hell did you get into the top 10? So coming down the back, I thought, just cruise around, you'll be fine. And I must have, I don't know, missed my braking point. I don't know. I still don't know what happened. I must have downshifted too soon, blipped the throttle, and just bang, grenade. I didn't think I'd get over the rise to then creep into the pit stall, but there you go.
You're quite fortunate, actually. You'd be surprised qualifying that little bit further back made it a bit easier to get in, because Day basically did exactly the same thing at the same point, got over the rise and then coasted down, but because his stall was a bit further along, he actually started to slow back down towards it because he'd gone to the flat part of the track, so he barely made it where you were able to pick up a bit of speed going in. So yeah, we did watch both and have a little chuckle, I'm afraid to say.
I was going to say, did you laugh? Because I would have laughed.
Oh, a little bit.
No, I had sympathy for you, Mark. They laughed. I sounded very sympathetic.
He didn't have any sympathy for Lee, though, Mark. That was the thing.
That's all right.
But yeah, Watkins next week, mate. So what's the plan?
Love Watkins. Absolutely love Watkins. So I'm hoping to atone. So probably do some practice later on this evening for tomorrow's dev race, and then tomorrow probably try and get into a decent rhythm for next week. You know what I'll do though? I'll probably load up the wrong configuration of the track and practice that.
Well, it's the classic one next
we're
week,
running
so.
the classic, so
Yeah, that's still not going to help me. I'm going to set up a test session or something. I'm going to pick classic boot or something like that and turn up next week and go, this ain't the track I practiced.
Half of it's missing.
Yeah, exactly.
Help. No, I mean, to be fair, you still finished 12th today, even with the blown motor, so, it could have been a lot worse, but do you think next week you can push for the top 6?
Okay, that's a bit of a challenge. Depends on who turns up, and this race was really weird because it depends on who hangs around, because I've never seen so many disconnects from the top 10s. Okay, I'll take the challenge. I don't think I'm going to achieve top 6, however.
You want top 8 then instead? We'll give you top 8 for next week.
Okay, I'll go for top 8. If you can talk to some of the other guys so that they can help me by pulling off.
I've got some black flags ready at the hand, I can always do. As I'm server administrator, so if we can chuck a couple of those in there.
Perfect. I think it'll be good though, because Watkins normally gives up some good opportunities to race, and some good passing opportunities as long as you're brave but careful. So, we
don't anticipate there being much difference between the entire field in terms of time, so we think it's going to be strategy and it's going to be racecraft that's going to get it done. So
just I mean, I could just remember one of the Watkins races we had. I think it was a couple of seasons back now. Like all hell broke loose on the first lap, and I mean all hell broke loose.
Van Gisbergen
Van Gisbergen and all that, and I think it was.
Idiots.
Can't remember who else was in it, but some of the top like guys anyway, and they all got together on the first lap, and down that back straight, and everyone was everywhere. So let's hope we have a better start than that this time.
Yeah,
but definitely be careful on that front.
I think if we have
between the walls, aren't you? So all it takes is someone to lose it, and then it's just like a cannonball going backwards and forwards. So
yeah, that was exactly the problem. People just bouncing all over the place. It was just crazy.
I think if we have a clean start, it's going to be a very, very close, exciting race. But,
here, as a guest commentator for next round at Watkins Glen, I'll offer a $50 iRacing gift certificate for anybody who finishes the race without any damage on their car.
You might have to give someone $50 because it's not that hard.
And you might have to give a lot of people $50. In fact, Alex, I'm going to do the race. I've got no money, so I'm going to do the race. Crawl around at the back, and then I will be owed $50. Sounds like a plan.
No.
Notice
Look what
he
I've
didn't say
started.
anything about a minimum percentage of the race complete. So actually, you can just sit, wait for the last lap, start, run the last lap, and finish.
Yeah, Roma's in as well. He just sent me a message. What have you
Mate,
started? You
This is
better
trouble for you. You're going to have no money left.
Oh no. I'll
You
just
better put some
disconnect-
T's and C's in there quick.
Yeah, terms and conditions.
Claimer, I
Must
did not do this.
It was all Alex Simpson's idea.
No, but it was a good race today, though, even from my point of view. So I can't wait to watch the broadcast back. Heard some yelling from Trevor on the mic, so I can't wait to go and watch that and see what happened there. All I heard was, "What are you doing? Going 3 wide." It's like, oh, this is going to be good.
Oh yeah. Because we don't pick up on any of the chat actually, which is unfortunate. Well, I don't. So, but yeah,
I did.
I might have to add some of that stuff in there every now and again, just
You've got
post-race
to, 'cause
highlights.
As soon as I heard it, I thought, okay, that voice is a little high. The octaves have gone up a little bit, and you lift your foot out the throttle, thinking, what the hell am I going to come around the corner and find? It looked all right. It looked all clear. And then you're going down the back straight, and then again you just hear some more ranting, and you're like, what are you? Is that smoke I see? Why is there cars flying off the track? So I think it's going to be a great broadcast.
Oh yeah, it was a good race to watch. Definitely, you'll enjoy it. I think. You didn't actually get a great deal of airtime, mate. Unfortunately.
Good.
But
apart from your
apart
engine
from your
blowing up.
engine failure, yeah.
Thanks for that, lads. You know.
We aimed, please.
Yep. Well, next week, 22 car pile up, and we'll see. Be an interesting one.
Oh, that's right. Then let's just have about a 35 car pile up. Then nobody gets my money.
Okay. Yeah, that's a bit extreme, but yeah, we'll see what we can do for you.
Here, I'll see if I can butter up Nishi and Lee to just slam their brakes on up the back straight, cause a big pile up.
Yeah, but you do know that if the cars at the back see the smoke, all they have to do is stop.
Yeah, but
that's easier said than done.
Mark, if you see a race that we did at Zolder last season, you will know that that's not always as easy as it looks.
I know it's not. I mean, that's
But-
the thing.
no,
You go-
I know,
You see
but-
smoke and you lift your foot up and you go, why are you not still passing me? There's cars and carnage.
Seriously, go on YouTube, find our Zolder race from last season. That's worth watching just for the start.
Yeah, that'll give you some lols.
Lots
I'm
of
gonna
them.
I'm gonna do it.
Right, Mark, thanks a lot for your time there, mate. Unlucky today, but still reasonable points for you, and hopefully next week you can get some more.
Yeah, perfect. Cheers. Thanks again, lads.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Right, thanks, Corey, for popping in and helping
Yeah.
us with the comms, get a driver's eye view on it, and the team's, biased opinion on it as well.
Yeah, did you enjoy that, mate? How did you find it?
Oh, I actually quite enjoyed being in the commentary box, just calling a live race.
You have to put the microphone to your mouth to talk, mate. We can't hear you. It's all gone quiet.
No.
No. Where are you? In the kitchen or something?
No,
Cupboard under the stairs?
Yeah.
maybe.
Oh, that's better.
Oh yeah. Well, let's just hope it's something I don't have to do again, and let's just hope next week I can actually have a decent race, because I would have actually pretty been in good form here, so probably could have been on the podium. But yeah.
Well, since we're in the mode of issuing challenges, my challenge to you for next week is to get on the podium. How's that?
Alright, do I get
Do you get your money back? No.
The whole community's tuned in, mate. They're waiting for it now, so...
We're gonna have 1,000 drivers next
You
week.
better get on the
after your
forum and
money.
add some terms and conditions, like the top one person, or, need to do 100% race distance, so those that are a lap down won't be involved, and, all that kind of stuff.
No, sorry. The tax office found me and they said I'm not allowed to do it anymore.
The cop-out. That's always a good terms and conditions.
Yeah. But anyway, boys, thanks for having me in the commentary channel, and yeah, I'll look forward to next week's race at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, alright, thanks mate.
Very
Yeah,
much.
thanks Andrew for jumping in as well, mate. It's been a good broadcast again, always good fun on Saturday morning.
Yeah, it's always good, and nice race to call there, and hopefully next week's going to be chaos. I'm even thinking about driving so I can get Corey's money.
Well, thanks to everybody that tuned in as well. It's been ARLTV. It's been a fantastic race here from Road Atlanta. Next week, same time, Watkins Glen. Classic. It's going to be a great race. Drafting battles everywhere, I should think. But from both of us, it's farewell for now, and we'll see you then.
Yeah.